hand it over to Vinny to walk us through the closing trades.
So absolutely a day that we are seeing Nifty, yes, managed to recover from the day's lowest point, managing to close on the green and in the green, and will be closing with 24,350 on the mark for the Nifty 50. Sensex 2 has recovered from the day's lowest point. Almost 0.1% of gain is what the Sensex will be closing at, with 79,995. So very close to that 80,000 mark again is what the Sensex is at. Mid cap, small cap 2 performing, mid cap at least performing better than the benchmark indices for the end of the day, closing with gains of almost 0.4 to 0.5%. Small cap 2 outperforming the benchmark indices and closing with gains of 0.8%. Advance decline ratio clearly in the favor of advances today versus a decline, and keeping an eye out on that. Nifty Bank saw a very good recovery of almost 1% from the day's lowest point that we saw the Nifty Bank recovering, and now we'll be closing with gains of almost 2/10 to 0.3% in trade. Let's keep an eye out on those numbers for the IT company. TCS will be something we are watching out for, but Nifty IT closing on the positive side. So TCS is something that we'll keep an eye out on even tomorrow, but today we'll be closing with gains of almost 0.3%. Nifty Media, that's the one that's buzzing in trade as well. Among the top sectoral gainer that we saw coming in was the Nifty Media. Let's pull up PVR Inox. That managed to see some bit of a gain. We also had gains coming in for Nazara, Sun TV, all those managing to hold on to gains today. So yes, interesting moves coming in for Nifty Media. Moving on, we also have the FMCG side, which is still managing to hold on to some bit of a gain even today. So FMCG surely a one that we are watching out for. We are seeing ITC that is buzzing. We are seeing Britannia that was holding on to some bit of a gain, as well as United Spirits, which was holding on to some gains in today's trade as well. Let's move on and talk about some of the sectors that have been not doing quite well today, trailing in trade, and that was the Realty pack, the Nifty Realty. That was down and out in trade, and what we saw coming in as a move today, especially Brigade Enterprises, that saw a sharp fall coming in. We also had Macrotech Developers, or LODA that we call it as, that was also under pressure. Phoenix, we had Prestige Estate, Mahindra Life Developers, DLF, all these under pressure today after some bit of a weakness that we've seen for the Realty in today's trade. Let's move on and talk about some of these individual moves also that we saw coming in some of the stocks. Aluwala Contractor was buzzing on the back of orders that they have received as well. So keeping an eye on that one, will be closing with gains of more than 3% as of now. Other than that, we also let's pull up something like an RVNL. What was that doing, the railway stock? Because RVNL again is in focus today. Also, we saw some bit of an order that came in for RVNL and was buzzing in trade. This trend of RVNL has been continuing for a long time. Whenever there's an order win, we see a bit of a run up, and RVNL again in focus. Data patterns as too, well, let's see how that is also going to be ending the day with. The Data Pattern was a stock that we are keeping a close eye on. Will be closing with gains of almost 6% in trade today. HPL Limited, that also saw very strong gains, and keeping an eye out on that one too. All these shipyard stocks, Cochin Shipyard, all of them buzzing in trade, and HPL Electric locked in upper circuit will be closing the day on the positive side. But yes, markets managed to recover from the day's lowest point, and the Nifty closing with a slight bit of a positive bias, you could say. Slight bit on that green side is where the Nifty will be closing at.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.